Pick up caravan any time this morning.
Yeah, we'll do it after this, because Frank's giving us time off.
Ah, well, at least I'll have a place to myself. Mind you, I suppose you and Kathy have got something a bit grander in mind.
No chance.
Oh, sorry, I thought you would...
Yeah, so did I. Seems they've jumped gun a bit.
Yeah, well, she giving you elbow, then?
Yeah, 1 minute she's giving us come on. Next minute she's giving us cold shoulder. Same old story. Don't know where I stand.
Yeah.
Morning, Sarah.
Morning.
How's the invalid?
Oh, trying to issue instructions from his sick bed. Be a lot easier if he stopped worrying and concentrated on getting better.
I can look after the farm for as long as it takes.
I know you can, Ned. He's got a lot more than that on his mind, though. Joe's death has hit him pretty hard.
It's bound to. It was a big shock for all of us.
You know how it is when someone dies? You think about all the things you wish you had said. They were like chalk and cheese. Joe always pushing for new ideas on the farm. Jack sticking to tradition. They were always squabbling, but Jack really thought the world of Joe.
Oh, I'm sure Joe knew that.
Yeah, doesn't stop him feeling guilty about missing the funeral, though. Or being there to support Annie. I think that's what's worrying him the most. Poor Annie. Peggy gone. Now Joe. It can't be easy to have buried two of your kids.
How do you do the sitting room?
It's my kitchen day today. If I start changing my schedule, I don't know where I am.
Well, I'll be out from under your feet in a minute, Betty.
Where are you going?
Cotton.
Luke, you can't. The vicar's coming round to talk about the wedding.
I'll be there. Just like to make sure we got the money to pay for it all.
Makes sense to me.
You keep out of it. Nobody asked you. Get on with your cleaning.
I don't take orders from you, madam. I work for the McAllisters.
I've got to find a job, Tina. The head said if I don't sort myself out, I've no chance of taking my resits.
So what? What's more important, Luke? Us or your exams?
Same thing. You can't live on romance, you know.
Keep out of it.
Look, I promise I'll be back for the vicar. I've heard they're taking on casuals for poultry packing. At least it'd mean a few quid for us.
Oh, a lad with his education ought to be worth more than that.
Oh, clumsy me. Looks like more cleaning for you, Betty.
Shall I wake Rachel up?
No. I know what it's like to have a new baby. She needs all the sleep she can get. How's fatherhood suiting you?
Well, I'm still coming to terms with it, I think. Keep sneaking over to the cot and looking in. Never really had to be responsible for another human being before.
Funny how things turned out. There were you and me in our wheelchairs last year, and Joe seemed on the mend.
Yeah, now we're here, and he's gone. I'm sorry.
Joe thought the world of Rachel, you know.
I know, and I doubt this is what he'd have chosen for her.
What's important is that she's happy and the baby is well cared for.
Yeah, well, I reckon I won't be much good at teaching him football, but I'll do the best I can.
Happens it'll help you to grow up as well.
You know, I wouldn't take that from anyone else, Annie.
One of the advantages of old age is that you can speak your mind. You've got a good brain, Chris. It's time you used it for something useful rather than plotting and scheming.
Look, I really do care about Rachel and the baby.
I'm counting on it. I've been trying to think what Joe would have wanted. Reckon I got it straight now.
Off to Bradford? Yeah, Goat and Compass. It's a real dive. Sayings about silk purses and sousy has spring to mind.
If anyone can transform it, you can.
I'm glad someone believes in me. I won't be late back. I've invited Kathy round for dinner.
What about Dave?
Oh, I didn't think they were that much of an item. Do you think I should have asked him too?
Well, it saves her thinking that one of us fancies her. I'll ask him.
Whatever you say. Oh, well, I'll buy some wine.
See Mr. Sanger's bringing Fang in the morning.
So?
We usually just do a house call. The animal takes a bit of controlling, especially when we'll have a waiting room full of kittens.
Well, you should have organised it better.
Well, you wrote in the appointment.
sorry. I'll give her a ring and sort it out.
I don't suppose there's a chance of more tea.
There's still some in pot.
Hey, it's cold, is that?
I'm not stopping him making some fresh.
He's our guest.
He's got time on his hands. I've got to be getting to work.
Sorry about that, Ronnie.
Oh, it's okay. He's right, really.
Hey, sit yourself down. Now I'll get this. You seem a bit quiet this morning, Ronnie. Now you're not letting Seth upset you, are you?
No, it's nothing to do with Seth, really. I just got things on my mind.
Well, if there's aught I can do to help.
I don't think anyone can help with this. Except God, maybe. But it might make it easier just to talk it through with someone. But you must promise not to breathe a word, especially not to Brit.
Oh, I can keep a secret.
OK. So long as it's just between us.
Hey, busy?
Aye, I shouldn't be doing all this heavy work. Not with my bad back, any road.
Well, I can't think of a more profitable way of using your time. I've just been to see a house clearance in Skipdale. A few good pieces, fetch good price with the right restoration.
Oh, I don't know. Turner's already hassling me about working with you.
Yes, well, I can't say I'm surprised. Alan Turner suffers from a village trait. He resents anyone with wider horizons than his own.
He's a pain, if that's what you mean.
What I'm saying is, you and I set our sights a bit higher. A lot of Americans around at the moment, aren't there? Always very keen on discovering precious antiques in the old country.
Aye, seems a shame to send 'em home empty-handed.
Exactly. At last, somebody in this village with a bit of ambition.
Sorry to bring this up so soon after the funeral, especially with Jack so poorly, but it's got to be sorted out. Joe never left a will.
It's not surprising at his age.
You can't take anything for granted in this life. I hope Jack's made some arrangements.
Oh, yes, it's with the solicitor. We had it updated when Victoria was born.
Glad to hear it. You know the details of mine.
We'd all rather have you. We don't want the money. It's enough talk about death.
Joe's estate comes to me as next of kin. I've been trying to think what he'd want me to do with it. Of course, it affects his shares in Emmerdale. Perhaps you'll ask Jack and see what he thinks.
I'm sure he'll go along with whatever you've decided.
I'm suggesting it's put in trust for the baby, Joseph Mark.
Well, I'm sure that's what Joe would have wanted, but aren't you worried the Tates might get their hands on the farm?
I think Rachel would have something to say about that if they tried.
Our American friends may not be too bright, but they're not going to part with their cash unless it looks authentic.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Morning. Just don't forget to pay attention to detail, eh?
Terry, have you got a minute?
Certainly. What's on your mind?
It's private.
Don't mind me, Betty. We'll talk further.
Just take care of it. It's sentimental to our family.
Need any help? No, we're nearly ready. Where are you taking her?
First stop, Woolpark car park.
Oh, great location, eh? Ale on tap. What more could anybody ask for?
Yeah, I reckon Seth will be wanting it back then. See you later.
See ya.
I had a long chat with Brit's dad this morning.
Oh, aye.
He told me something in confidence and, well, I don't know what to do for best. Brit's never been too happy about him being here.
No, she's made that pretty obvious.
Do you know why?
Something about his second wife, he said.
Yeah, well, perhaps she should try to be a bit more understanding about it.
Well, I've tried talking to her. She just don't want to know.
She'll regret it for the rest of her life if she doesn't.
Well, why? What's he said?
He's dying, Terry. Cancer. Maybe months, maybe weeks. Well, all he wants to do is make his peace with her.
Poor Ronnie.
Yeah. The trouble is, he won't have her told. He's made me swear not to say anything about it. Well, I've kept my word, but, well, I just thought you ought to know about it.
Thanks.
Oh, you know what these family feuds are like. All us over summer turn out and best for God.
Yeah, especially at a time like this.
Whatever Ronnie says, I think we owe it to the pair of them to set the record straight.
Aye.
I wish I knew what was up with Brit. She's a good worker, you know. I'm sure the increase in turnover is down to her.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think as I could ever have turned place over to strangers. I've always felt as my place were behind bar.
Well, times change, Emil.
Certainly do, Mr. Turner. Looks like you got gypsies moving in now.
What? I'll have to go.
Hi! Terry!
Yes, Al?
I get the unnerving feeling that you're responsible for this. I hope you're going to tell me that I'm wrong. What on earth do you think you're doing?
Sorry, Alan, cut chat. We've got to get back to work.
Can't leave that monstrosity here.
That monstrosity happens to be my home.
This happens to be my car park.
There's plenty of room, you'll hardly notice it.
The thing's an eyesore. It does not belong here.
Yeah, well, Terry said it'd be all right.
I just knew this would be down to you.
Hey, let's not be hasty. I had your best interests at heart.
You haven't got a heart. Or a brain. You're an uncaring imbecile. But you can't go.
Oh, would love to stop for a pint. Gotta get back to work.
But what about the caravan?
Oh, don't worry, it's teetotal. Don't even drink petrol.
I can explain, Al.
I'll look forward to that. Get inside.
You'll be able to write and tell your friends about the shenanigans at the pub now.
Nobody'd believe the goings-on in this village. Never seen Alan Turner so angry, though.
Well, I can't blame him. I reckon that young Terry's for the high jump.
Yeah, well, I just feel sorry for him myself.
Well, I don't see why. He's brought it all on himself.
Yeah, I know, but he's got a lot on his mind just now.
He and my Vic aren't up to some new scam, are they?
No. It's just that, well, I've had to give him a bit of bad news.
Oh, why? What's happened?
Oh, I'm sworn to secrecy.
Suit yourself.
Well, I don't suppose there'd be any harm in just telling you. But you'd have to promise not to spread it any further.
Oh, cross my heart and hope to die.
It's about Ronnie, Brit's dad.
You're just an employee here. That does not entitle you to turn this place into a caravan park.
Hey, you might have an idea there, Al. Hey, supposing we were to start charging Biff rent.
Don't even think of it.
Well, Frank Tate does very well out of campers.
Well, then tow it up to his holiday village and see how grateful he is.
If I'd have known you were going to start taking caravans in, I'd never have given it up. Imagine being right on the doorstep for opening time.
You seem to have managed that wherever you live, Seth. Now, that caravan will attract all sorts of riffraff here.
It's only a temporary arrangement. A couple of weeks at most.
A couple of hours is too much if you want to keep your job. Now, get rid of it.
Where?
That's your problem.
Brit.
You got yourself into this mess. You can get yourself out.
Thanks for a quick getaway. And that's what mates are for. Yeah, well, I'm glad you feel like that. Because I might be needing a bit more help. Well, Turner's not going to let me stay there much longer, so I was wondering whether you could ask Frank if I could park the van up here.
I've lost this job once already. I don't want to push me luck.
Oh, come on, he'd listen to you.
Hey, Turner's bark's worse than his bite. Surely a man of your powers as persuasion can turn him round.
Dave, here you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Frank, give me time off to move the van, and this is my lunch hour.
I'm not checking up on you. I've come to ask you for dinner.
Oh, right.
Well, Emma's invited Kathy, and I thought you might like to make up the foursome.
Oh, right.
7:33?
Yeah, lovely. I thought you said things were cool enough between you and Kathy.
Yeah, they have.
Get over. You're on trendy super circuit now. My wedding bell's next.
Woolpack were premier inn in whole at county. We never had goings on like that.
Oh, I don't know, Amos. You and Henry got into a few scrapes.
Oh, at least we kept our dignity.
Jack will just be glad to be shot of that caravan. He was getting really fed up with it cluttering up the land.
Can I come in?
Yes, of course you can. How nice to see you. Come in, sit down, have some tea.
Oh, thanks.
Hello?
Hiya.
I was just saying how grateful Jack will be to you for helping us get rid of that caravan. It's a shame you couldn't bring Britt with you.
Eh?
Oh, I was just saying, I was wanting to invite her over for tea. Well, you being villagers now, can't be much of a home life for her to be stuck in a pub day and night.
Never did me no harm.
It's different for a woman, Amos. Would you like to try a piece of fruitcake, Terence?
Oh, I wouldn't say no. Thanks.
So, what exactly brings you to the farm?
I were wondering if we could bring Caravan back. It'd only be a temporary arrangement, like.
That's what we thought the last time.
Ah, well, I've got to put it somewhere, and, well, I was just wondering if you could ask Jack.
I don't want to upset Jack anymore. I'm sorry, Terry. The answer's no.
I'll leave the tea, thanks. Looks like I've got some more calls to make.
Where's Laughing Boy?
I beg your pardon?
Ronnie. Hey, don't tell me he's finally decided to pack up and leave. Happen it is my lucky day after all.
He's gone to Otten for the afternoon and he'll be back later. And I don't want to hear you say another word against him.
That smells good.
Braised lamb. One of my specialties.
Well, if you're going to get nuts like that, I don't mind him staying a bit longer.
You're having sausage and chips.
You what?
This lamb is purely medicinal. Ronnie's got to have strengthening food. Help to build him up.
All he does is sit on his bum all day. I'm working. If anybody needs nourishing, it's me.
There's a lot you don't know about Ronnie. If you did, you'd perhaps be a bit more understanding.
Well, try me. Just what are you trying to build this strength up for?
I am not at liberty to divulge.
What are you cutting the crusts off for? The bread's not mouldy.
Because this is the proper way to do it, you know now.
I don't know why you're here. It's me and Luke he's come to see.
I'm leaving nothing about this wedding to chance. They are, your reverence, cucumber sandwiches. Get stuck in.
Thank you, Mrs. Dingle. As you know, I'm part of the teen ministry, so I don't get to Emmerdale as often as I'd like, and I regret I don't know all my parishioners personally. I take it you are regular churchgoers.
Devout. We never miss a Sunday.
Well, that makes a refreshing change these days.
Take our religion very seriously. We're always distributing goods to the poor.
I was just passing.
Well, go on, don't let us stop you. We're busy.
I noticed you got a very nice big garden out there. Plenty of room to park a caravan.
Have you been drinking?
It's for Biff. He's a friend of yours, isn't he?
Not anymore, he isn't.
Well, go on then, clear off, Torag. I'm very sorry about that, your reverence. Go on, where was he up to?
You were just telling me about your charity work.
Hi. Hi. Hi, Zoe. Hi. There we are.
Oh, thank you. Is Dave not with you? Oh, I didn't know he'd been invited. That's all right, isn't it?
Oh, yes, of course. We just haven't got round to talking today. He's probably been busy at work.
Well, this is lovely. One of the advantages of having an in-house designer, I guess. Thanks. Come on through.
Oh, wow. This is beautiful. I might try and do something like this in my new flat.
I've got loads of samples I can show you.
Really?
That must be Dave. Why don't you go and get it, Emma?
Right.
Word of warning. Once you get Emma started talking about designs, it's hard to stop her.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm really interested. Hello.
Hiya.
Well, might go short of wine anyway.
Doing well tonight, Al. 2 ladies in tow.
I don't need comments on my social life, thank you. I just want to know that you've got rid of that caravan.
Acres of ground at Lady Weir's place. Plenty of room for a caravan there.
I want it out of my car park by tonight. Have you got that?
Thanks to you, we've got to turn up at church for the next 4 weeks. Devout.
It won't do you any harm. I say, in less than a month, we'll be welcoming you into our family. That's got to be worth a celebration drink, hasn't it?
Champagne all round?
2 halves of lager and a glass of water, please.
That was really delicious. You must give me the recipe.
Oh, it's very simple. I like entertaining, but I don't have any time to cook.
We plan to have a lot more dinner parties. It's a good way for me to get to know people in the village, and it gets them used to us as a couple.
I suppose that part's the same for you and Kathy.
We're not a couple.
Would you two like to go through to the other room and we'll bring in some coffee?
Do you have to be so rude?
I'm just telling the truth. We're not a couple. You just told me you didn't want to live with me.
Or maybe it would have been better if you hadn't come tonight.
Yeah, maybe it would. I don't like playing games when I don't know rules.
Hey, it's gotta go or my life won't be worth living.
Oh, come on, let me talk to him. I'll stall him for time.
There's no point.
Terry, I asked you over the bar. You said it'd be all right.
I'm pleased to be leaving you a bit more cheerful than last time. I think that's probably your influence.
That's what friends are for. I'm happy to plead guilty.
Well, better go and finish my packing. It's lovely to meet you. Bye. I knew you'd be back to your old self as soon as you sorted out your social life.
Bye, Ellen. She seems very fond of you. You two must go back a long way.
Well, she's just an old secretary of mine, that's all.
Can I have a word, Mr. Turner?
Yes, of course. Goodbye, preferably.
Look, you've got to give me more time.
Answer the question. I've got my customers to think of.
And how do you think Shirley would have felt? She spent half of her life trying to help the homeless, and now you're evicting me on my first night. How do you think she'd have felt about that?
Brit.
What do you want?
Well, we gotta talk. You must see that.
I'm working.
Okay, if that's the way you want it. You can get me a drink. I have a large scotch.
All right, but I want it out of here by Tuesday.
Terry, will you serve the customer, please? I'm taking my break now and I'm not coming back till he's gone.
Brit, don't be daft. He's your dad! This is ridiculous. You can't carry on like this.
It's his fault, not mine.
He's your father. You've got to give him a chance.
You don't know anything about him.
Well, maybe I know a bit more than you do.
Oh, and what's that supposed to mean?
He's dying, Brit. Cancer. That's why he wants to see you.
Well, it doesn't make any difference. And the answer's still no. Why can't you leave me alone?
Mr. Turner said it'd be all right to come through.